Yes people, what's happening? As you saw in my last video, I've bought some iPhone 3Gs and 3GSs. Off camera, I thought I would put them on charge and see if we can get one of them working, and what would you know? One of them does. One of the iPhone 3Gs is working, and what do you know? It's actually jailbroken, so that's pretty cool. It's quite a weird one really, because it's actually the one that's in the worst condition that actually boots up and works. In this video we're going to be opening up this iPhone 3G, popping the battery into each one of these handsets to see if the other ones power on and work. So for now we can put all of these ones to one side and focus on this one. Right, so we went ahead and removed some bottom screws out of the phone. We can now power off the device like that, and we can start working our way around the bottom of the screen. With older phones you have to be even more careful because parts on them are extremely weak. This is what the iPhone 3G looks like inside. It's extremely dirty, so we will give that a wipe over before we put it back together. We can pop up the little white tab to remove the screener. Everything's incredibly dirty. Charging port disconnected there as well. Looks like an old microphone. We're now going to go ahead and remove the screws from the outside of the main board so we can release the board from the device. Here we're removing the 3.5mm headphone jack and the lock button flex, as well as the vibrate motor flex. And we're now trying to pry away the main board from the device. I've removed most of the screws out of the iPhone 3G now. You can see there's one there, and there. And last thing to remove is the camera, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Hopefully we should now be able to remove this board. Yeah, it's just pop loose now. There we go. And that's the iPhone 3G board removed. If you want a little bit of a close-up. It's bigger than the board that's in my iPhone 15 that we're using to record. So, yeah, it's a pretty big board. Look at the state of in there. It's absolutely disgusting. From here, I've realised that in order for me to put the battery in the other devices, I need to first get it out of this one. So I'm going to attempt to do it, and I'm going to really struggle. It's going to take me a little while, so I'll speed this bit up. As you can see, after a good 3 minutes or so, I've managed to get the battery loose so I can start to maneuver it out. So I've just taken the SIM card out of this old iPhone 3GS, and it's actually still got a SIM card in it. Wonder if it still has service. I think what I'm actually going to do is, because this housing is the best looking, although it's a 3GS housing, I'm going to try and put this 3G into this one just because it works. So yeah, we're going to remove the two bottom screws first and then pop out this screen. This one actually looks like the charging port's corroded, so that's probably why it's not working. What I'm going to try now is to put this charging port in this old 3GS and see if that brings it back to life. Yeah, unfortunately, as much as I'd love to do that, there are actually different connections on the pins, so different connections, 100%. So instead, we're going to just stick with our original plan. As I've already showed you the motherboard removal process on the iPhone 3G, for this 3GS, I'm just going to speed through it nice and quick, keep you guys entertained. And here I am just removing the battery, which you've also just seen, so I'm going to speed through this too. Now we can pop the battery in from the 3G into the 3GS housing. The reason why we're doing this is because we know that this battery works and the other one we're not too sure on at the moment. Before we do that, we need to remove this charging port because as far as I'm aware, it is not functional. One side and the other. Almost through here. And we should be able to just simply lift it up and out. Not too sure why that one's not working, but we can investigate that another day. For now, we'll just simply pop this one in and get it screwed in. We are going to grab our main board and pop it in place. Going to re-screw all these screws in around the outside here. Before we do that, we're going to test the phone and make sure that it is back working again. While we're waiting for the phone to boot on, make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss out on the future updates on these other phones and some good content. These videos take a long time to make, so I'd really appreciate it. Hit that follow button. Phone's working. Is the camera plugged in properly? Unfortunately not, because it's not opening. So we need to take it back apart, get the camera plugged in properly. Then we can continue rebuilding the phone. What I actually ended up doing was removing the camera so then I can make sure it's 100% plugged in. Now pop in the connector here for the 3.5mm headphone jack and the lock button and also the vibrate switch. Finally, we can get our screen plugs back in. Now we can power on the phone and get it closed up and insert the 2 bottom screws, get them screwed in. Two bottom screws in, and that is a nice looking iPhone 3G now. Fully working with all its buttons back in place. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to follow on TikTok or subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you give the video a like, whichever platform you're on, and I'll catch you in the next one where we will take a look at getting these ones repaired too. Peace.